an idea that Robyn and I kind of came up with. Actually, Rhonda thought of it originally. And so this is going to be kind of a theme going forward, unless, you know, something changes, but we're going to make Thursdays kind of an opportunity where people who are doing a good amount of business have an opportunity to kind of share what's working for them. And so anyways, Devon was, just a quick history of my relationship with Devon. Craig and I had a listing here in North Tacoma that Devon was the selling agent on when she was with Coldwell Banker Bain. And she was very impressive to us. And so we kind of started dropping hints, and then she liked what she saw from us. And anyway, she was our first, after joining Realty ONE Group, she was actually our first recruit. So she's agent, what's that? Agent?
She's number one.
If we're not including all the agents who transferred. So anyways, that's a quick introduction to Devon. And Devon, I'll let you take it from here.
It's time your reputation works as hard as you do.
Sorry.
RateMyAgent is a...
Hi, guys.
I thought you had like a video like to...
Yeah, we're not even going to talk. It's just this video I made just last night. Robyn's going to play it for you. Hi, everybody. Isaac, thank you for that. Yeah. Well, the reason I came to Realty ONE Group was just because of how much care and like attention that Isaac and Craig gave. Even though I wasn't an agent in their brokerage, they wanted to see me succeed, and I was like blown away by that. So thanks for asking me to talk. I guess I'll start with prefacing that I don't have it all figured out. I'm still working, trying to get my pipeline full. There are things that I'm not great at and that I'm always willing to learn. So I guess my first... TJ. Oh.
Hi.
The first thing I'll say is obviously using your spheres. That's like the biggest thing. I guess I should preface why I'm talking to, or Isaac, did you already say that?
To preface what? Preface
why I'm speaking. I mean, I guess just how I've been, my work-life balance, I guess, is what I want to talk about.
Yeah, well, one thing that I absolutely love about your business, that I think your business, in my opinion, is what every real estate agent shoots for. Nobody likes to pay for leads. Nobody likes, once they are paying for leads, to be calling paid for leads, because those are no fun to call. And one thing that I've noticed about your business that is really cool, that I think most people strive for, is it's referral based and past client based. And so it's a lot more of a warm touch. You don't get yelled at on the phone as much. And so that's something that I feel like, I mean, you hear that from everyone. Oh, I can't wait till I just am getting referrals coming in and I don't have to prospect as much. And it's just, and now I'm probably oversimplifying it, but that's kind of, to me, the thing that's most interesting about your business.
No, thank you. And to totally go off of that, I think there are times where I'm using a referral through OpCity. I've not had anything come through on that yet, but I figure what's the harm in trying something like that? If I work well with that client, that opens up a whole new bubble of client base for me. They get to tell their friends, their family, their coworkers about the experience they had with me. So there are definitely times where I'm like, oh, OpCity, it's a little bit hard, but I've also been using Redfin Partners. I'm not opposed to doing that type of thing. I'm not paying for lead generation. It's something, once I figure out like what kind of structure I want for my business, like, do I want a team? How do I like provide more business for that team? I think lead generation would be a good option, but since it's just me right now working solo, referral is the best way to go. And there are just important things about putting your face in front of these people. Using social media, huge. I can't stress that enough. Like, social media has been super, super beneficial for me. Right now is a little bit of a weird time. I've kind of slowed down on posting anything about my business just because of everything going on. But that gives me opportunity to be out with my neighbors, and I'm not on social media as much. I'm actually, my face is in front of people and I'm reminding them like, yeah, this is what I do, or I'm going to show this house, and reminding people that way. There are some things that have been really helpful for me. First of all, setting boundaries with new clients. It's really, really hard. I feel like it could come across as offensive if I'm saying like, oh, I don't respond after this time. I usually get to it next day. But it's actually been really, really beneficial. And I think it kind of, I wouldn't say I'm super professional, but it projects a sense of professionalism. I'm running a business, and I also have 2 little kids. I have a family. I'm like trying to juggle all these things. So for me, it's mentally, I have to set boundaries, and that actually gives me more energy and mental space to help those clients when I start back up the next day. Prioritizing tasks, setting timelines, literally having like, I have every kind of calendar you can imagine. I have a paper calendar. I've got my Google calendar. I've got my Apple calendar. All these things are constantly reminding me of timelines. And that's something I need to get better about. Recently made the mistake of considering a 7-day inspection window and not counting the weekend. And I totally forgot, and I missed my inspection timeline. If I had had that actually like written down, which I didn't, I don't know why I didn't. If I had that written down, that would have been super beneficial. Thank God the listing agent and the seller, who was also a licensed broker, were very gracious with me, because I came to them with humility and I said, listen, this is my mistake. I never let this happen. I can't believe it. If there was anything on that list that you guys could possibly do, I would love to take that back to my clients. And they ended up doing the biggest things and giving my client a credit. And I think it depends on the seller, it depends on the listing agent, but reading the room and figuring out like how that agent is going to respond to whatever message you're bringing across. Like you have to be able to, almost like intuitive. And that leads me to my next point, effective communication. Communication is so key. Like I can't stress enough, like if you're listing a place and someone's reaching out to you and they've got questions, like responding in a timely manner. Being that agent that other agents want to work with. That's something that's been like constantly stuck in my head. It's like, be a team player, but also take care of your client, but be a team player, because this whole thing is about teamwork and making sure that the transaction as a whole goes smoothly. And I feel like I'm preaching to some people who are very, very great at their jobs. So I mean, like, very successful people on this chat right now. So I'm like honored to be talking to, yes, Deidre. I'm looking at you, Debbie.
With my 2 sales this year.
No,
Girl, that's a start. You sold 2 houses during a pandemic. Like,
yeah,
that's
huge. So anyways, all that to say, going back to all of that, like, I don't feel like I've said that much, but setting boundaries, communicating, using your spheres, social media. Also, when you're using, I guess I should go off of this, social media, we can always be posting market trends, that kind of stuff, but it becomes kind of like white noise to a lot of people. They don't really care after a certain point. Something I found to be really effective is posting specific things that are happening in the cities that you live in. New restaurants opening, new businesses coming in, farmers markets, all those types of things that are actually going on in whatever market area that you're trying to like tap into has been really, really beneficial. I get a lot of response. And then if you're actually attending those things, running in, like saying, hey, I'm going to be at this place, people, and then get there, even do live video. I know live video can be super awkward. I myself have not done it a lot. I might even just take a video and post it and say, hey, this is what's going on. And then you never know who you're going to run into. It's all in like your points of contact and like focusing on your demographic and who you're aiming towards. Like, do you want to be a listing agent? Do you want to be a buyer's agent? And yeah, I think that's been really, really beneficial for me, is like posting things that are going on in your city. There's a lot happening right now to be posting about, like a lot of content that's not specifically, here's a house I've listed, here's a house that my buyers got. It just plays into the bigger realm of real estate of like, hey, this is what's going on in this city, Tacoma. We've got, you know, farmers markets are opening back up, and a lot of businesses are now able to do like curbside seating outside and that kind of stuff, and like kind of being cautious but reintroducing, I guess, what we would call a new normal, and saying like, here's what's happening. People want to be informed. And it just shows that you're active and you're paying attention to the things that are happening. And I think people are really drawn to that. So that's something that's been really, really beneficial for me. And then,
Devon.
Yeah.
So something that Devon stated when she was talking about the bubbles, like everything in real estate is like exponential growth, right? Like if Debbie posts something and then I share it to my page and I like it as myself, my page, Isaac's business page, like the sphere of Debbie's influence goes bigger and bigger and bigger. It's an exponential growth kind of thing. So, you know, that's something where like Debbie a lot of times will make a post and then she'll tag our office in it. And then I know there's like a trigger for me to go check on it and then share it as well. So that's something I'm always down to do for you guys. And like, I think it was like a month or two ago, Devon's sister was following her on the freeway. And Devon was going to a showing in Seattle, and she got this super cute picture of her driving into the city. And I created a post about like essential business is calling and I must go. Like, if you guys have pictures, or if you're out showing houses and you want to snap a selfie or take a picture of what you're doing and send it to me, I'm happy to create those posts for you and then send them back to you for you to share to your sphere, and then for us to share from there. That's something that we've done with Devon before. And, you know, if we post something about Devon and she's got a pretty big sphere and we tag her personal page and her business page, we get usually about 400 views without any paid promotion.
It's a lot.
Devon, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you had to put a number on a percentage for, or a percentage to shoot for, I know some months it's gonna be more, some months it's gonna be less, but percentage of how much of your social media is business related and how much is personal / Tacoma related? Because I know one thing that I really struggle with on the personal related side, I'll like go weeks without posting anything about real estate, which is, you know, sin number one, don't be a secret agent. So I fall more on that side, but then I see tons of agents who their pages are obnoxious because they're just constantly posting about real estate. And it's like, okay, I feel almost like I'm being solicited whenever I look at your page. So do you have any kind of balance there that you kind of use as a rule of thumb?
Not one that I've actually like pinpointed, but I do post a lot more personal than I do real estate. I think it's important to, like you were saying, show people that you're out there doing it. When you're at an inspection, take a picture of yourself, selfie, you know, in the kitchen or something. Inspection day, hashtag Tacoma, hashtag, you know, hashtags are also a great way to gain eyes on your stuff. But I would say percentage wise, I would say this is being generous, 20% is business, and the other 80% is personal. If people see that you're out doing stuff and that you actually have I guess a life outside of your career, they just feel like you're a little bit more human. You know, it's like there's a more, I guess, yeah, you're just more human at that rate.
Relatable. Yeah, no, I agree with that number. And I would call it included in that 80%, in my opinion, would be posts about the area. That would be personal type stuff. So
I will say, you guys, that as independent contractors, you guys are all your own brand. And so Devon's brand, she's not super into a ton of self-promotion, but she shows that she's super local, she's super active. Something Devon will do is she'll say she's interested or going to, like, if you go to Facebook and look at events and then figure out what's in your area, Devon's already RSVP'd interested to everything I see. That's a way to get local, you know, that's something that she can post. But you know, Debbie, for example, Debbie makes masks, and she does all of her church work and volunteer work. And then we've got Kim, who like comes up with all these creative memes. Like, you guys have your own brand, and it's my goal to help you guys lean into that brand as who you are. So I kind of understand Devon's taste. It's very clean. It's very like Pottery Barn-esque. Like, it's very modern, very millennial. Like, that's how I designed stuff for Devon. But, you know, TJ, for example, I don't know your brand as much. I know that it's going to be younger, maybe people that come from a sports background, going to be focusing more on first-time home buyers and millennial posts and stats. Like, you guys get to figure out what your brand is. And the more you communicate that with me and the more we work on it together, the more specific your brand can be. I agree with Isaac. It gets really monotonous. Like, I showed Andrew yesterday, I was like, look at these 6 brokerages social medias. It's just all black. There's no color. There's no, like, it's just like, welcome, sold, welcome, sold. And like, I don't want to follow that. Like, it's super boring. So I think integrating color, diversity in your posts about what's going on in your neighborhood, your community, talking about events you're going to, uplifting other businesses is gold right now. With COVID, every restaurant, every bar, everyone is struggling. And if you take the time to share something to your sphere, you can create a relationship with the original person who posted it and somehow like build that relationship to funnel new connections going forward.
Totally agree. Yeah. I actually, we attended church right over by Lowe's, Anchor, Tacoma, and I had posted a picture of it on, I think like in my stories, and out of nowhere, this girl wrote me and she was like, oh my gosh, you go to Anchor? Because Anchor had like reposted the story. And I was like, yeah, oh my gosh. And I know her through like another couple of people, like not super close, but now I've like bridged that gap. And she reached out to me because she saw that I posted that. So it's like utilizing these things. If I'm going to Lander to grab a coffee, take a picture of the cup of coffee with the, you know, Dusty and Brian who work there and say, hey, Lander's open, they've got their window, wear your face mask, you know, like there are a lot of opportunities. It's like getting out there and putting your face in front of people too, like just really being active in like the small businesses is absolutely crucial right now. Wooden City, I mean, there are so many places you can go to in Tacoma and say, hey, these people, like, they're doing it, they're out here, they're trying to make their stuff happen again. Let's support them, let's love them and help them succeed, because when they're successful, we're successful, people are drawn to like that type of stuff. So anyways, yeah. Anyone else?
Love it. Is that yeah, anything else?
Everyone's feeling good.
I have another question. I know you get a lot of referrals from your lender, and this is probably this is hard for people to replicate because I don't know about everybody else here, but for me, my experience with lenders is they say, hey, give me your business and I will give you nothing. So how did you have a relationship with the lender beforehand? And so did it kind of flow naturally, or how did you make yourself so valuable to your lender to start getting referrals from lenders? Because lenders, obviously, if you can have a lender who's loyal to you, that, I mean, any idea how many closings you've had this year from your lender?
Oh gosh, I can tell you TJ was one of my closings from my lender.
Perfect.
TJ, yeah. So TJ, watch out. No, I'm just kidding. TJ knows her personally. I actually met her and sat down with her, and her and her team, her partner Nancy, and I just sat there and we chatted, and we kind of came up with this just like an agreement saying like, yeah, you're going to be my preferred lender. And if you've got people who are in need, I'm eager, willing. And I think it was, honestly, they don't do it with just anybody. I don't want to sound like boastful. That sounds gross to me, but they saw how hard I was working for my clients, and they wanted their clients to have that same experience. So it was all just showing them that I was capable and like eager to help people. And they're still amazing, sending me people. I've even offered to like pay for leads, which I found out that unless I was paying for 50%, which they actually do Oregon and California too. I'm not trying to pay for Oregon and California, sorry. Then I could buy into that lead generation that they are using. But yeah, it's been absolutely beneficial. And I would say, I don't know if I've had any closings with them this year. I mean, I have through buyers I've brought to them, and they've been insane. They're just like an incredible lending group. I'm ecstatic to even just be a part of them and have that relationship. So if it's possible, yeah, get yourself in front of your preferred lender if you haven't already, and say, listen, I want to do more. I want to have my pipeline fuller. I want to bring in more leads. I'm happy to. That's when I think you have to start saying like, I'm willing to pay this much to partner with you and pay 50-50 if that's possible. Stop me if I'm saying anything illegal, because I don't want to get in trouble. So
No, I'll briefly touch on the legal side. So the rule is, now Craig just came in, so he's going to hear me. So now I'm really being touched. The rule is you can pay anyone for a lead, but you can't pay non-licensed people for a closing. So you can't pay them a referral after something closes. So you know, it's not, if a friend of yours gives you a lead and you're grateful, you can give them a gift card, you can do whatever, but you can't do that after it closes. I mean, you can do whatever you want and see if you get away with it, but the law is you can't do that. You can only pay other licensed real estate brokers for a referral upon a closing. So that's the simple rule. One line. Oh, go ahead.
No, nothing.
Oh, I thought you were saying one line a lender said to me recently that I really liked, and I think you could totally use it in reverse. He said, he called me. I get a lot of cold calls from lenders, like honestly, at least once a month, because as an office manager, people know that they like, if I like them, then I'll refer them to our broker. So I get a ton, and it gets annoying sometimes. But what he said was a great line. I was like, wow, that's a good one. He said, I know you probably know tons of lenders, and he said, and I'm not asking to replace them. However, if you're going down your lender list and no one's answering the call, or you're going down your lender list and nobody can help this certain buyer, just give me a call. Just give me a shot if nobody else can help you out. And I loved it. It was a great line. And so I thought, you know, a real estate agent, if you said to a lender, hey, I want to get coffee with you, and at the end of coffee say, hey, listen, obviously, you know a ton of real estate brokers, and you probably refer buyers to a ton of real estate brokers who are way higher than me on the list. But if you're ever calling your real estate brokers and they're not answering the call and you need help right away, give me a chance. I'm always going to answer my phone call. I don't know. I think it's worth a shot.
I also think if you guys want to like start building relationships with lenders, with COVID and stuff, I still don't really recommend door knocking, but you can still send out paper postcards and stuff. Like, people don't realize how hot the real estate market is right now. Like, everyone assumes that everything is in a major depression, and that's not really happening in the Tacoma market. Craig's working like 15 hours a day. Like, I think it's important that you keep advertising yourself. And usually if you reach out to lenders, you're able to buy lists of addresses from them. You can co-brand with them. You are welcome to ask me to design something like a postcard that is co-branded with their information and your information. Like, anything you can do to strengthen that relationship with your lender, I'm happy to help with.
I just thought of one other idea. Never tried this. Just popped in my head. Ready for this? You guys can shoot it down. I'm going to say it anyways. So I will sometimes, after a transaction where one of you guys have a transaction with another broker, call the other broker and say, hey, I just wanted to thank you for a great transaction with our office. If there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. Lenders are never thanked. Like, I feel like lenders, unless they're your lender, they're never thanked. Everyone just assumes they're doing their job. And once it's done, they're like, oh, I'm never have to talk to that lender again. You would probably totally separate yourself if on every transaction you had, especially if it wasn't your lender, you called them and said, hey, I just want to let you know it was a pleasure working with you. I really appreciate it. If there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. Just popped in my head. I think that would probably blow a lender away. They'd be like, he just thanked me. They'll probably like never get thanked, honestly. Okay, that's all. I'm done. Well, thank you, Devon. That was awesome. Really, really appreciate it. Does anybody else have a question for Devon?
Thank you so much, Devon. I appreciate it. And then if anyone wants to put some of Devon's practices into practice, just let me know and I can do a Zoom training with you to help show you how she markets herself.
Awesome. And then Robyn's going to take the last part of the meeting. Realty ONE Group just came out with a new awesome tool. Seriously, I was like 6 months ago looking at purchasing this. That's before Realty ONE Group had even started with it. So I'm seriously pumped about this.
Oh, Sarah Brandon says, thank you, Devon. Okay. So
thank you, Devon.
Yes.
Right. So RateMyAgent is something that I've seen from a couple of different brokers, but it was something where I didn't really want to sort of shift you guys towards it because Realty ONE Group didn't have like a partnership with them, and they did have a partnership with a company called Reach 150. Reach 150 is really, really similar. RateMyAgent is a little bit different. So essentially, RateMyAgent is a client reviews aggregator, distributor, and management platform. So basically, I know you guys have asked me, like, where's the best place to put my reviews? Is it Facebook? Is it Google? Is it, like, where should I put them? This takes all of your reviews from Zillow, from Google, from Facebook. Make sure that they're verified. So, for example, I've reviewed basically all of your business pages, but I haven't bought a house with you, so I don't think the review would show up. But anyone else who has, it can show you all of your old listings and help you get in contact with your clients. What's cool about the RateMyAgent with Realty ONE Group is it's totally free. So you guys are able to access it and get it going for no charge. I can do a Tech Tuesday. We've got the MLS one coming up this week, but the week after that, I'm happy to do a Tech Tuesday showing you guys how to get set up, how it works. What's really cool about it, besides the fact that it's free, is you guys all get a personalized reviews webpage, which is going to pull from your zone. So the headshot I've got for you in zone, the bio I have for you in zone, all that's going to pull over, and then it's going to be branded to Realty ONE Group and to you. What's cool about this as well is it can create seamless Google My Business and Facebook ads based on your recent transactions. And then what it does is it creates like a link for every property, so you boost your SEO. So if you guys are cool with it, I'm going to share my screen. Sorry if you hear the little kids downstairs. All right. So this is what started screaming when Devon was talking earlier, so I apologize.
It's time your reputation works as hard as you do. RateMyAgent is a digital marketing platform built for great agents to harness the power of verified reviews. From the free profile to collect and gather reviews, to the digital pro tools that bring reviews to life through targeted online ads, listing reports, integration with Google My Business, and more. Each review creates its own unique page to improve SEO and grow your digital footprint. You can finally focus on serving clients well and become undisruptible.
So I think that's pretty amazing. I haven't dug in super duper deep to this yet, just because I it's brand new. But I do have some information that I'm able to share with you guys. I've got sort of the overview, and then I've got the testimonial comparison. So for Realty ONE Group, it collects referrals from clients. It gives you an online review platform. It's got a mobile app, which, I mean, I'm sure you all are mobile apped to death, but review filtering, analytics, which is huge. Analytics are a great way to tell what's working and what isn't, and change the way you ask people for reviews if you're not hearing what you want to hear in the reviews. Automated marketing ads, it sources from Facebook, Google, Zillow, and more. Co-branded agent profiles, so it's branded to Realty ONE Group. And then they've also got a website review widget. So for example, Kyle Pease really works on his website. He like actively writes blogs and tries to funnel traffic towards it. So that's something where he could put that widget on his website and all of his reviews would pull over onto it. I haven't explored the listing reports yet, but I think that's really exciting. Social media review manager. I think that's something where you can schedule posts of your review to post with the best visibility with the algorithms. And then it's also going to be integrated with SkySlope. So I'm super excited. This is normally, I think it's like 10 to 20 bucks a month, but you guys are getting it for free. And then if you want to upgrade, normally it's 40 bucks, but for Realty ONE Group brokers, it's only 25. And that is going to be, it says for the highest performing agents. So I imagine someone that's doing like a ton of business who doesn't really take the time to follow up with clients. So for example, like the Franklin home team, that's Deanna, that's Kaylee, that's Kristen, that's James. There are a bunch of them, but they usually fall under the Franklin home team umbrella. So if I was them, I would upgrade to the pro version. That way all 4 of them can funnel their reviews into one spot. But yeah, I'll send you guys some news about it. I'm super excited, and I will tell you more when I know more.
Robyn, how does it sync with SkySlope? I don't even understand how that would work.
I think what it does, and I'm not 100% sure because I haven't gotten to like really dig into it yet. I imagine when it integrates with SkySlope, it probably, after you close a transaction, automatically sends something out to your clients to give them a spot to review you. That's my guess. I don't know for sure though.
Well, that is very, very exciting. We'll have to do a more, as we start getting into it more, we'll have to do a more in-depth meeting on it, showing how to implement it, add it as a link on your website, things like that.
It's brand new right now, so it's still very green. So I expect Realty ONE Group to help us with more tools and more information about it in the future. It's just like within this month new.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? How's everybody feeling?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm a Redfin partner, and it knows when I've closed on something, and it automatically asks my clients for a review, even if it's not through like a Redfin, whatever. It's just because of the MLS. Will this also pull those reviews and put it out?
It doesn't say Redfin on here, but I imagine so because it says etc. They're probably not trying to refer to Redfin by name, but I assume that they would. What I imagine too is in SkySlope, you can actually turn off like Move Easy and Move Guru automation for your clients. If your client's like an investor and they're like, I don't need these coupons, like you can turn it off for each individual client. I imagine RateMyAgent is the same. So, you know, if you send out like a card or an email that's full of links so people can pick and choose what's easiest to them, that's personally what I would do. I would have like sort of a formatted letter that's like, dear so-and-so, it was such a joy to sell blah, blah, blah at blah, blah, blah address. You know, I appreciated our XYZ together. I was so hoping, you know, that you could help me care for your friends and family and future clients by giving me a review, and then just have that one be the one that pulls, because it sounds like RateMyAgent pulls them from anywhere. So even if it sends out the Rate My Agent email and then they end up reviewing you on Redfin, I imagine the Redfin reviews will pull to the Rate My Agent.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, guys, that's all I've got for us today. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, Devon, so much for speaking. Next week, we've got Tech Tuesday, where we have an NWMLS admin help us with something, and that something is up to you guys. So on Facebook, I created a event with our ROGTK brokers page, and in there, there's a poll where you guys can pick what you guys would like the multiple admin to go over. So just try to get that vote in by tomorrow, because we do have to let them know by tomorrow what we're hoping to review on Tuesday. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there.
And then next Thursday, we have an in-person office meeting, so we can only have 20 people max, but there will be lunch provided, and I said this all on the Facebook post, but in case you missed it, a Realty ONE Group owner who I'm friends with in Southern California told me it was it was legit, very, very helpful. It's not a big sales pitch. I've gone to some of those coaching events where it feels like they're just trying to sell you to buy more the whole time. And apparently he said it was all content. And so they really let their content speak for itself. And then if you want to utilize them for coaching, you can, but it's not a big sales pitch. So anyways, that is next Thursday from lunch is at noon, and then it's a 1 to 1:30 class, or we might start at like 12:45. So anyways, RSVP on that one if you can make it, because we do have to keep it under 20 people. And I think we're already at 6, so there's 14 slots left.
Make sure to mask up as well. Yep. And we ask that you wear a mask when you're doing everything besides eating in the office.
I just saw your question, Devon. They will have vegan options. Or were you joking? Yes, there will be salad.
Ooh, I look like a rabbit, Isaac. No, I'm just kidding. I'll bring my own lunch. It's fine.
What do you eat besides salad? Do you just eat salad constantly?
Legumes.
Legumes.
Lentils, all that. Falafel. Falafel's vegan.
Falafel's so good. Okay, by the way, it's Greek to me. Have you been there?
Yeah, so good.
The best falafel gyros ever.
Yes, amazing. And their French fries are good too.
Their French fries are really good.
These French fries aren't good though. Have you ever had a French fry where you're like, oh, this is disgusting? French fries are like pizza. It's like, even when it's bad, it's still like, oh.
I mean, I don't know. McDonald's.
Hold up. Where's this Greek to me?
It is right on, it's almost right at the intersection of Sprague and 6th Ave and Division.
Memos is across the street.
Southern.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, that's another thing where that's a Tacoma business. If you end up buying it's Greek to me, take a picture of your lunch and talk about how you're supporting local business. Like little things, you guys. I know it's small potatoes, but it's putting a practice into, it's creating a habit. Posting.
Robyn, you were definitely listening in the meeting.
Huh?
I said you were definitely clearly listening in the meeting. See, you're already perfect. All right, I got to run to a showing. Thanks, everybody.
Have fun.
Bye. Thanks.